Guys, welcome back to Butterfly Box 78. Next up, this reading, we're to set our intentions. This reading is for Pisces singles in love. Pisces singles and love. Wonder what this has in store for you, Pisces. I'll go ahead and turn over some of these decks because I did use some that I haven't used in a little while. We are going to start off with the Goddess Tarot. Usually that's the one we try to start off with. We set the intentions with the Florida water. So Pisces singles love. Please tell me about Pisces. And I just want to let you guys know these videos are not for anyone under the age of 18. I don't even know why you, as a kid, you would even want to watch any of this garbage. This is for entertainment purposes. And not to say what I do is garbage. This may or may not resonate. Let's get into this reading. Let's get into Pisces love. Please tell me about Pisces and love. Please tell me about Pisces and love. Seven of Swords, Eight of Staves, Seven of Staves, and the overall energy is the Princess of Staves in reverse. Okay. So what this is saying to me is that with the Seven of Swords, as you can see in this card, she's holding 2 on one side, 3 on the other, and she still has 2 more, which tells me that there is an imbalance. There's something that she is, or he or she is trying to balance out. But how can you carry 7 swords and it be balanced across the desert? That's kind of how I look at that. There is no imbalance. Either you set the swords down, and the swords represent logic, rationality, fact, things like that. It can, Seven of Swords, that energy can also represent like being able to defend yourself, or like the need for caution. So there may be something, Pisces singles, that you need to be kind of cautious about. And with the Eight of Staves, the Eight of Staves just means incoming communication. So there is some type of communication that's coming in, Pisces, that you may that you might really need to listen to. And as a result, it puts you in this energy of Seven of Staves. So you have 2 sevens on the board, and with that Seven of Staves being there, that's kind of like, that's being defensive. That is a defensive kind of energy. Now, whether it's yours or not, we're gonna get further into this reading so we can really determine exactly what's happening as far as this reading goes. And then with the Princess of Staves in reverse, you got a lot of staves here. So I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who's a fire sign, but like this is almost like you trying to knock down a wall, or fight against something. Like you're fighting, you're being, well, I always look at it, especially with the look in her face, is defensive. This is this energy is telling me defensive. And the reason easily you could be defensive is because of the imbalance. You know what I'm saying? And with the way that the communication comes in, it leads you to, there's an imbalance. And with the amount of communication that's coming in, it makes you very defensive. And with the Princess of Staves in reverse as the overall energy, this could mean that you may have looked at someone as, could have been dealing with somebody young, but younger than yourself, or maybe with a kind of young attitude, but they didn't really have anything to offer. There wasn't, I have a strong feeling that you could be that this energy could have been a fire sign that you could have been dealing with. But let's go ahead and further unpack this. The Princess of Staves represents, she's in the upright, she represents love, but when she's in the reverse, that energy is like, it's a lazy energy. It's a very kind of non-caring chalant. When she's in the reverse, she's selfish. So, Pisces, singles, this may or may not be your energy. But if it is your energy, Pisces do have a tendency to be they can be really selfish. Or they can be really, 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 really giving and kind. It's kind of extremes. And maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's why there's an imbalance. So let's dig a little bit further. Let's go ahead and clarify. Generally, I don't clarify these uprights because the message is quite clear. But let's go ahead and get a little bit of clarification. You know, please tell me why Seven of Swords? Please tell me, clarify Seven of Swords. I'm not really understanding. Please help me to understand this story. What is this telling me? The Princess of Coins. So, you could have viewed somebody, like there could have been actually an offer, in the way that you had viewed this person was as love, and you saw this person, you viewed the person as somebody who, again, it's a younger feel. So I just think that this person you viewed is love. Let's go ahead and get some clarification. Please explain to us the communication with the Eight of Staves. Please explain to me what is going on with the communication, the Eight of Staves. Please tell me what this is about. The Knight in reverse of coins. So this is actually your countermate. And although you may have viewed this person as love, guess what? The information that's coming in is telling me that there is selfishness. You know, with the Princess in the upright and with the King of Coins being in the reverse, this was an energy that was very self-serving. It didn't, the reason that it was imbalanced is because there was an air of selfishness, whether it be on your part or the other person's part. You know what I'm saying? And they could have viewed you as love, and you could have been the one that's selfish, or you could have easily been the person who was viewed as love, and that person that was coming in was offering absolutely nothing. There was nothing there. They may have come in like they had something to offer, but they definitely, it was all self-serving. So please clarify the Knight of Coins for me, please. Please clarify the Knight of Coins. Yeah, the Five of Coins. So there's an inability to even move on. And this is actually a situation where it's in your head. So I suspect, Pisces, that this could easily be your energy. Like a very self-serving energy, and you're not even realizing that the person that is there or wanting to come in to offer you love, you're in a kind of in a selfish mode right now, you know. And that's probably why you have the Seven of Staves, and there is a bit of defensiveness. Okay, Five of Coins. Let's clarify the Five of Coins. So there's some lessons that have to be learned, and this is in the head. So there's a almost like yes. So with the Nine of Coins, the Nine of Wands being in the upright, this is telling us that that excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. This could easily be an energy, and the reason that this is happening is because, you know, you're very guarded. You're not, almost like there's a self-imprisonment. The reason that you're selfish, or that you're being selfish right now, is, you know, you're guarding yourself. You don't want to get hurt, you know, which is completely understandable. But with that, and with love presenting itself, it really kind of sucks, because basically this is saying you haven't healed and you're not ready. That's why you're on the defense. Let's see. Let's clarify the Seven of Staves. Maybe that's the communication, is that somebody called you out, you know, on this type of thinking, and that also will cause defensiveness. Three of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're not even you're walking away. You're not even accepting certain things that are coming in. And with the Seven of Swords, man, we got another seven. And with the Seven of Swords being in reverse, Eight of Swords being in reverse, and the Hermit. These are all things, you know, and the overall energy being the Three of Coins, is that, you know, currently, Pisces, you know, you're struggling. You're going to have to learn how to, you know, honestly, my suggestion is to really figure out how to balance, you know, your head chakra. And one thing I didn't do was I didn't meditate before I did this. But with the Three of Wands, you can very easily be dealing with a fire sign, and then another Seven of Swords being in reverse, and there's just this thought process, or this pattern, or this way, you know, that you're too stubborn to move away from. And with the Eight of Swords, you won't even look at yourself. You're not paying attention to yourself. You're not looking, you know, you're not paying attention to the root of what it is that that's actually going on. The beautiful thing, though, about this message is that you did get the Hermit in the upright, okay? And this tells me that there is going to be light. There's going to be light. You know, you have to take this time to really, you may not be ready for what somebody has to offer, because there has to be a balance within you, and with it being clarified between sevens and eights, all the clarification that's necessary, it's just reiterating the same things over and over again. The overall energy is the Three of Coins, which means like the not necessarily the beginning of something new, but it refers to your gut, and that I'm sorry guys, I have all this stuff in my throat, all this phlegm, I'm sorry. But just that you are a work in progress. Like when you decide to go into hermit mode and decide to pay attention to yourself, not in the selfish way, but in the way that will help you balance yourself out, the overall energy is telling us that you'll be dedicated to this. And it's like you're crafting something very beautiful, something very special. You know what I'm saying? But right now may not be a good time, because getting involved, it's a lot going on. You're not, I would say, in the right frame of mind. And maybe that's the cause of selfishness, but it's not fair to string anybody along if they are trying to offer you, love, and maybe that's why you have the Princess of Staves in reverse, is because really at the end, you know that you don't have anything to offer at this moment. But let's look a little bit deeper. Please tell me more about Pisces, singles, and love. Please tell me a little bit more. And this could easily have been a past energy, but I think that this is more of a present and future, because there's some lessons that have to be learned. You're going to have to really focus on your mental. The colors all represent something, but there's a lot of mental imbalance. Okay. Sacral, my suggestion may be that you want to, refrain maybe even from having sex. It's really important with the yellow that you follow your gut, and with the root in the spirit, the red, and then the spirit being the purple being in reverse. You just need to really focus on realigning yourself, because the love is there. Pisces, when you guys love, you do love. Now, the purpose for you loving could be very selfish, but it's going to be important, just like with Aquarius's message, that you learn to set your intentions. And it shows here that the overall energy is that you have the ability to create something within yourself that is very, very special, that other people will definitely gravitate towards you for that, because you are love. Okay? Yeah, you with the Magician being in the upright and Temperance, it's just some lessons that you'll have to learn. That's all. Just some lessons. So let's get our reading. Okay, you got the Fool, which is really good, because again, this is just reiterating, like, this is a moving on. This is, You know, it doesn't even matter that the snake is going to bite his foot or the lover's in the background. Those things don't matter. You are moving forward in your life. And, you know, right now you need to be in hermit mode. King of Wands. Okay, so again, with this energy and there being the King of Wands, you want to really be careful, even sexually, with what you have to give, because if you're dealing with somebody and you're having sex with them, you may really want to be careful about, you know, understanding the power of the energy as far as sex is concerned. Let's see what the next card is. Yeah. Because that thought process, you know, and you possibly even trying to wheel them in with sex, with all this imbalance that's going on, your only interest is the Knight of Swords, which is control, you know. And the unfortunate thing is that, you know, there are people that are watching. And and you don't want to be controlled. This could be the very opposite of what you're going through. The person, or it's just really important, Pisces. This reading is really about you getting yourself together, because these ladies actually, it's very interesting because these ladies are off on the side and they've got two frogs, which means that there could possibly be two other people there for you to choose from that could be better. These are like mothers and maiden, you know, these are older, wiser women showing you, they're watching you make a fool of yourself, basically, you know. But there are others that, you know, you haven't kissed. This is the King of Swords. This is not your prince, Pisces. This is not the person that is for your betterment. This person is more interested in themselves and in really kind of controlling you. And the unfortunate part is that you have other choices readily and available. And it's crazy because all you have to do is pick up your sword. All he has is a whip, but you got a sword. All you have to do is wield that sword and it's a wrap. So, Pisces, I would take heed to this message and what it's saying, because you actually, you know, you are some of every sign, and you have the ability, you know, and the intuitiveness to be able to craft what you want in the most special and most beautiful way. And you need to be careful, because you don't want anybody to take that away from you. And the overall energy is temperance. So yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, justice. So things will work. Things will move in your favor for sure. Yeah. Things will go in your favor. We're going to go ahead and, because of the way this reading read, we're going to do the vision. We're going to use the vision tarot. Let's see what the vision says. Please give us the wisdom. What are you telling us, vision, about Pisces singles? Grandfather. Yeah, in the reverse. So there's spirit that's trying to protect you, you know, or maybe you're being very protective. Listen to your intuition, listen to your spirit. You know, it has a lot to say. 5, loss. All right, so this goes back to that selfishness, Pisces. You know, this card is very interesting because it says loss, but it actually doesn't represent loss. It's showing you that you didn't need these other bowls of water. All you actually really needed was these 2 bowls, and that's enough. And with the moon being there, you know, it brings things out of the shadow. You realize, you know, that you don't need what you thought. You don't need to have it all. You don't need, you're being selfish. It's almost like you were hoarding something. You know what I'm saying? Or something was being somebody's energy, but you don't, but because this is the path of wisdom, this is just telling me that this is all about you, Pisces, and doing what's necessary, and you only need these 2 bowls. And you've got the 2 of fire, which is saying will, you know, so, you know, you do have to be a hermit. There has to be a will. You have to have some strength, so that way you can be that craftsman and really make what it is that you want, and so that things are actually sought out in your favor. And the overall energy is the Son of Fire, which is protection. You know, he's ready to go. He's like, boy, you cross me, it's a wrap. You know, so that's, you know, being protective. And there's nothing wrong with, you know, being protective of yourself. You just have to have the right frame of mind in order to protect what it is that you're trying to protect. All right, let's go ahead and get the wisdom. Pisces love reading wisdom. We're going to do, I don't want to shuffle anymore. So the wisdom is dove. Take a leap of faith. So maybe your leap of faith might be trusting what I'm saying is that, you know, with the hermit being here, it shows that there's light and darkness. Going within is always one of the best things that you can do. It doesn't mean, you know, shut everybody off and whatever. It just means like going within, like, you know, maybe I was being a little bit to this, you know, and admitting to yourself, you know, certain things about that, about yourself, and, you know, trusting yourself even. Potential, think big for your future. So yes, Pisces, you have all the potential in the world to make whatever it is that you want. And the last is dragon. Discover your courage, you know. I've never, you know, Pisces is the sign that gets shitted on quite a bit, you know. So as a Pisces, you have to be courageous. And the overall energy is the angel of miracles. Open your heart and expect a miracle. And to me, that is the key message in this whole entire reading. This, if I would have just started out with this and drew this, this is exactly what your love reading would be. Open your heart and expect a miracle. You know, so don't be so closed off that you can't receive the message from spirit or from your intuition or your gut that's coming in. It's really important, Pisces. All right, that was your singles love reading. Good luck. Be careful. I love you, Pisces. Have a wonderful day. Bye.